Okay, folks, Bitcoin's in a lot of trouble here, but if Bitcoin does tank, what altcoins are you going to pick up? Now, there are two that Trump is buying. To be three, to be exact, that Trump is buying himself, plus, right, Coinbase and also Grayscale. These are major institutions that are all piling onto them. There's only three of these coins, two to be specific, right, that I'm going to talk about today, two altcoins that they're all piling into. Trump's own money, right? Grayscale and Coinbase. But first, let's get to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, as we've been saying, is sitting right at that 93.5K level. That is kind of like a must defend level, right? I told my Discord that Bitcoin is probably in for a small bounce in the last couple of days. Why is that? Okay, here we go. So Bitcoin is basically, obviously, in a lot of trouble here. As we can see, that level should not be broken. I've explained it in a number of my earlier videos that if this gets broken, then it's in a lot of trouble, because then we're heading to something like 80, low 80K, and even 75, 73K in extreme cases. Why did I say I'm expecting a bounce? Because look at this. It's basically forming this kind of wedge pointing down, right? It's probably easier if I get it onto a more of a 2-hour, 4-hourly chart so we can see it better. Whoa, here we go. Let's see. So I had drawn this yesterday. Let's update this little chart, because now we have this move, this little spike here, and you can see that right now, basically, this little spike, they call this a wedge because it's pointing downwards. These downward wedges tend to drift lower to say 91, just make you think it's going to break down and then pop, go back up, right? And of course, this, why do I say that? Let's have a look at how Bitcoin used to behave. Technical analysis is not 100% accurate, but let's have a look at how Bitcoin used to do this. This was that famous 30K area, right? Which basically was threatening to break down, and then it would go to the 20K. And I thought it was going to go to the 20K area, and obviously I got that one wrong because the wedge was pointing down. See the wedge here? It's also pointing down. It's basically telling you, oh, we're going to drop below 30K. This is July 2021, by the way, middle of the bull run. We're going to drop down, we're going to drop down, we're going to drop down, we're going to tease you, we're going to drop down to 28.5, right? See how it's a downward wedge, and then boom, up it goes. So right now, I think we're facing a similar situation in Bitcoin. Nothing's 100%. It can break down, right? It can actually bounce up, fool around, and boom, go to the 80s or even 75. That's entirely possible. But however, for the next few days, whilst we continue to play out this downward wedge pattern, then I'm expecting let's give probabilities rather than saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin must go to 150K or Bitcoin must go to 75K. I'm expecting more of this kind of action, more swinging between 94 to 91.5, and then take off like this. If that does play out, then basically I'm expecting it to hit the 101K area. Why is that? Because 100K is the top of this channel. I'm not expecting Bitcoin to get back into the channel. If it does, then I'll evaluate, and then we're looking at a much more bullish scenario. For now, this is kind of a move. Going to 101, 102K is what I'm expecting. Hit the top of this channel and come bouncing back down. And then we could have this head-shoulder situation play out, because then you've got symmetry on both sides. Boom, could go down. Okay, so let's move on to the two coins that both Donald Trump and what's his name, and Coinbase and Grayscale are all buying. But before we get onto that part, let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses a non-KYC exchange. That means basically you don't have to show your ID, right? It's totally private. Largest non-KYC exchange in the world right now, and they're doing lots of great offers with Pablo, and that means Americans can use it because they don't know who you are. This non-KYC, that means the IRS, the tax office, nobody can see who you are, and I'm doing a lot of selling, so I like to use non-KYC exchanges. When prices pull back to support, I buy them again, and basically So this is Bitunix. They're offering $5,500 of newbie benefits and bonuses, right? Huge promotion going on right now. 1.3 million global users already. Here's the sign up page. If you're on YouTube, it's basically in the description below you right now on that link. If you're on anything else, basically, just click on my personal bio page, and you can see right there is my stand link with Pablo He-Man. Click on there, and it's the first thing that pops up. That's because this is a big deal for Pablo right now, and it's taking a while to load. But anyways, click on that link, and it's the first thing that pops up. Let's go straight to the two coins that I'm talking about here. So basically, if we look at what Trump has been buying, World Liberty Financial, that's his company. Trump basically buys ETH, Link, Aave, ENA, right, and Ondo. These are all what? These are all DeFi coins, right? Ondo is an RWA coin, but everything else is a kind of a DeFi coin. ETH is kind of smart contracts. So Trump is basically, he calls his own coin a DeFi real world assets coin, right? World Liberty Financial. That's Trump and his three sons. They run this company. And also Grayscale Trust. We know how big they are. And they have these coins in their, in their crypto fund. Coinbase is basically where all the American institutions, a lot of American folks go to trade, and they are here. And this is the Coinbase 50 index that Coinbase focuses on, that a lot of American Wall Street institutions will be looking at. And then what do all three of them have in common? All three of them hold these three coins, ETH, Link, and Aave. So that's what I'll be focusing on talking about today. Now, ETH, I've had plenty of videos talk about Ethereum, so not going to go into a lot of details today. And a lot of people can see my, updates recently on where ETH is going. So I'm going to talk about Aave and Link. Chainlink, I've been covering a little bit already, and it's basically, Chainlink is the oracle, as I explained a few videos ago. When you basically need to do DeFi yields, right? Like what Trump is doing, like what Ondo is doing through BlackRock, you basically need to know what the treasury yield is at that time. You need that from Wall Street, that information from Wall Street transmitted to the on-chain data. So then the on-chain knows how much yield to pay you. Say, for example, on-chain is trading at 4.5% right now, then that information needs to go to the on-chain, right? It needs to go to the RWA, so the real-world asset, the RWA, says, 4.5% yield, that's how much we're going to pay this guy, send it to airdrop that much USDT, whatever it is, to his wallet. And that's what Trump is trying to do, right? And that's what Ondo is trying to do, that's what BlackRock's trying to do. This is obviously huge business, so Chainlink that's where it comes in, right? And so let's have a look at the chart of Chainlink. Chainlink here, I've covered this only about 2 or 3 videos ago. I said it was in a weak position because it's got this head, shoulder situation. The neckline is around here, and you could say that the neckline has been broken here, right? At $22 area. And I gave the projection last time saying if this was broken, then could head to something as low as $12 area, right? Should be a $10 drop. Now, maybe if we're strict, we can try to draw the neckline from here and say that, okay, well, then maybe it hasn't been really confirmed broken and we'll get a bounce. Either way, if it does get to $12, that would be a massive discount. Chainlink, BlackRock is rumored, supposedly, possibly signing a deal with them. So we could see some sort of a fake out here, bounce off 1930s, and then go up again. So right now, as I've been saying, we're in a defensive sort of situation because the markets, if you follow me at all on social media or in my Discord, and by the way, videos like this go out to my Discord like half a day to a day before I put it out in the public. So I've been saying that the bullish momentum on Bitcoin has been stopped, that we're going to see a lot of wild swings going sideways. It could be as low as like 80K, as high as 115K. We're going to see a lot of swings. So one path this could play out is basically bounce off 19.3. Might be worth putting a little bit dollar cost average in around this level, right? Or a small buy for a bounce, and then take some off at this 23 level, because I'm thinking it could get rejected at 23 for two reasons. One, this horizontal level is major resistance. Two, it's basically, again, this neckline I've drawn, so get rejected here. If it's going to go down, it'll probably do this, and then boom, something like this. I'm not expecting $12 unless, even though that's what the technical analysis is saying, from the head and shoulders pattern, unless Bitcoin goes to like 73K. In a major crash like that, yes, some what they call stink bids, some low ball bids in the 12, 14, low 14s to $12 area would be amazing. I'm not expecting that because right now, I'm not that sure that Bitcoin could break down to 75, 80K area, even though that there are some evidence that this could happen. I'm still 50-50 on that, I'll be honest. So in terms of the weekly chart, also last time I said it's also a little bit weak, because here's the weekly chart. I mean, it's had a big run. It's a 3x run, And so now this is what the weekly chart is looking like. So realistically, probably 16.5. Might be lucky if we get it around 14 something, right? But 16.5 looks like a good one. If you really want it, probably 19.3 area, right? Pick up some link, and then before it goes up for the next leg. So let's have a look at the next one, which is Aave. Aave basically is the leader on DeFi, on the ETH ecosystem. So he's Aave, and if you look at since October, its total value lock's gone up from 12 billion to 21 billion. It was as high as 23 billion. So it's kind of doubled in that time. Let's put it in ETH terms. Aave, it has it's also been rising. So let's say from October, which was almost 5 million ETH to now 6 million ETH. So it's growing. It's a solidly growing coin. And Aave is the number 2, right, platform on Ethereum. This is Ethereum. Number 1 is Lido, the staking. Number 3, it's EigenLayer for restaking, liquid restaking. Aave is number 2, right? And they call it a lending platform. So what essentially Aave does is basically they are like a go-to platform for DeFi, and that's what Trump calls his coin, right? So basically, like imagine if you wanna stake your coins and earn some yield, that's what Trump's trying to do. If you want to borrow some money against the coins against the coins you have, by putting your coins with the Aave platform, and they also do swaps as well, but it's mainly what they call DeFi, and Wall Street is coming into DeFi in a major big way now. So, okay, without further ado, let's dive into the technicals. Aave right now is at 5 billion market cap, 5 billion. So could still easily do a 3x in a crazy bull run. It can do a 5x. So let's say Aave right now at what? $300, around $300. If it was to go to the all-time high, 657, so it's still 50% below the all-time high. But I'm sure, in terms of market cap, that's not the case. So if we put it into a regular chart, you can see the price is still at half of what the all-time high is, but the market cap is probably, because they've been unlocking coins for the last 2 years, is probably already kind of close. But however, we're in a quite bullish environment, so you can see Aave hasn't pulled back that much, right? Because people are very bullish on it. So the high was 396, now we're at 304, so it's kind of like a 23% pullback so far. So if you really want to get in, this 298 area is the first layer of support. if Bitcoin does a big pullback, like to low 80s, which is certainly possible. So this 256 area, and then for guys who are doing longs on futures trades, this 420 area is major resistance. If we get this sort of bounce, or like this sort of bounce, then consider taking some off at around this 420 area, because maybe 10%, maybe 20%, and let the rest of the profits ride, because the chance of a pullback here is quite big. So obviously the market likes RV quite a lot because it's not pulling back much. Let's see. Let's do the daily chart. Yeah, so some people might say that could be a double top. It just depends on Bitcoin bounces or not. Or does Bitcoin break the 92K support? Well, Bitcoin basically, which way Bitcoin goes in the next few days or weeks, next few days at least, depends pretty much on the NASDAQ. And NASDAQ and the SP 500 are pulling back right now. So the threat is real. I'm still holding out a lot of hope that Bitcoin can do a bounce. So as I said, I'm 50-50 on that. Here it is. I'm thinking Aave could pull a bull flag here. 297, that's the one key level, boom. It could come back, bounce off, right? This edge here of this bull flag, somewhere around the 260, 255 area, right? And then boom. And then 423 for resistance. But eventually something like Aave at only 5 bill. I mean, if it gets to all-time high, it's only still valued at just over 10 billion FTV. So that's quite small for where crypto could be going. Like, I know I sound like I'm very bullish, but the thing is, right now, basically Trump is all behind, this DeFi real-world asset sector. He really wants this to work because most of Trump's wealth right now, theoretical wealth, is actually in this one coin called World Liberty Coin, right? That was 1.5 billion when he first launched it, but it's gonna be like worth probably easily 5 to 10 billion when it unlocks in mid-October next year. So Trump's entire real estate empire added up all together, if you minus the debt, it's probably worth only like $2-3 billion. So, and he's got like $5 to $7 billion in this crypto coin. So Trump is actually now a crypto man through and through, right? He's not a real estate mogul anymore. So he's going to pump real estate. He's going to pump policies on crypto. He's going to pump policies on DeFi or real world assets. Okay, follow me on my socials, and I'll catch you guys for the next episode.